We get lots of stuff from China today, right? And China does get a bad rep for making a lot of BS products. But think about it, if you're watching this on your phone, chances are it was made in China. And the most premium phone in the world, the Apple iPhone, is designed in California, but it is manufactured in China. And that's more or less the story of the Benelli as well. This is an Italian motorcycle designed in Italy, but it is manufactured by the owners of Benelli, Qinjiang or QJ, in China. So today the question is, this is the 502C, and what does the C stand for? Cruiser, cheap, Chinese, or something else? Let's find out. But before we go ahead, please do subscribe to Power India's best automotive content is right here, and do hit the bell notification icon so this content finds you straight away. And now, let's get on with riding the mini Diavel of the day.
Powering the 502C is the 500cc parallel twin that we also see on the TRK and the Leoncino.
And it may not be the most powerful or most stocky engine you'll see in a 500cc parallel twin configuration, but it certainly is a likable engine because overall it's a pretty smooth motor. Torque is easy and abundant, and you can get on with riding in the city or out on the highway pretty easily. The only issue is this peg starts to vibrate about 6,500–7,000 RPM onwards. But what I found really interesting is that with the earplugs in, as you accelerate on the Benelli, it sort of sounds like an old rally car video that you're watching on Facebook or something. That I was not expecting.
I was also not expecting to find the TRK's frame here. Turns out the old TRK steel trellis frame with significantly changed steering geometry, suspension, a new swing arm is how the frame for the 502C was created. And a lot of these parts are made for QJ by, yes, QJ. But how does it work?
In terms of ride quality, braking and handling, the Benelli is sort of like your neighborhood's favorite Chinese takeout place. It does pretty well for itself. So visually it looks like a long motorcycle, but since they didn't go overboard with the size of the rear tire, it actually goes into corners quite nicely, even despite the extra wheelbase and the extra rake and trail and all of that. They've also raised the pegs a little bit so you don't actually scrape them very early. Similarly, ride quality, this is not the most comfortable motorcycle you'll ever ride, but it certainly does enough to take the sting out of the nastiest of the stuff that you'll hit, so it does a competent job there. And I have to say the same about braking as well, and the bite is pretty well judged. It's neither too sharp nor too soft. So in that sense, I'm a little bit surprised, but this motorcycle handles all of those departments pretty well for itself.
The 502C has a pleasant if slightly slow engine, a likable, friendly dynamics package, but the fact is, you're considering it because of how it looks, right?
The Ducati Diavel is becoming a bit of a design classic, right? Because everybody who tries to make a park cruiser ends up with something that reminds you strongly of the Diavel. But this is also where the 502C's design runs into trouble. The Ducati can run a much larger tire at the back. It's part of the visual appeal of the Diavel because it is a physically larger motorcycle. The Benelli makes do with a 160 section, and I'm okay with that because it makes the handling great, but that also makes the rear the weakest angle to look at the motorcycle from. The other problem, of course, is the Ducati engine is much larger, so it fills out the motorcycle better. The 500cc parallel twin, it's super compact. And now to the multiple choice question section of the design. This headlight is going to polarize opinion for sure, so I wanted to know from you in the comments whether you think this looks like A, the original headlight from the Duke in terms of at least shape, B, the Phantom, C, the movie Scream, D, the movie Mummy, E, all of the above, and F, none of the above. So let's wrap this up with the C's that we started with, and let's start with C for Chinese. That is definitely made in China, but I have to say Benelli's quality levels are coming along rather nicely. There's another C in there. The second C is for cheap, and it is an affordable motorcycle. So if there's a Diavel in your head but your bank balance doesn't support it, I think you do just fine with a motorcycle like this. The third C was for cruiser, and it's not honestly an old school cruiser at all. Neither is the motorcycle it competes with, which is the Kawasaki Vulcan S, which is similarly priced. That brings us to a question that's bothered me since I saw the Diavel for the first time, which is what is a park cruiser as a format supposed to do in Indian conditions? What do you think this motorcycle is for? Do leave us a comment. Do also tell us what you thought of the 502C as a motorcycle. That would be really helpful for us. And that means all that's left for you to do is hit the subscribe button and do hit the bell notification icon so that you and India's best automotive content find each other straight away.